Hi, my beautiful twin flames and twin souls. Welcome back to my channel. I've decided not to be salesy today and inspired by the new moon, full moon actually in Leo, to just jump right into this reading. So we're going to be looking at what the masculine is feeling, thinking, and whether or not he's going to come towards you today. So let's get started. Okay. Oh, wow. So right off the bat, we have the beautiful Three of Swords here. What a dangerous card to start off with in the masculine's thinking space. Definitely thinking about heartbreak. Some of you could be involved in like a karmic twin situation, or there's another person. It could be work. It could be a child. It could be another partner. Something going on there. And we also have the Eight of Pentacles. Transformation, weaving your own story. I feel like there's some lies actually that this divine masculine is thinking about right now. This is why I love this deck. It's just so juicy in terms of what's going on in the shadow side of the psyche. And then of course we have the Devil in reverse. So wow, the masculine feels it's so interesting. We have releasing bondage and yet feeling bound. The energetic feeling that I get from this is that divine masculine, he's just so seduced by the dark side right now. It's a real a point of self, like feeling very hedonistic, and he's finding pleasure from his pain in the moment. Oh, this is interesting. Let me ask the Vessel Oracle deck for some of the issues he's going through right now. So we have endurance. Yes, so on the bottom of this deck we also have temperance. And I feel like here's the end game here. The divine masculine is really thinking about all of the things that have transpired, all of the things that have passed between you two, some harsh words. It's like a karmic time for him. He feels, appropriately, the new moon, and I don't know why I keep saying new moon, probably because the full moon is a fresh start for him to stop putting himself as the focus of the attention and start focusing on other things. He's thinking he's too much in his ego, or has been, and it's just this desire for liberation from how the ego keeps us in bondage, the stories we tell ourselves, the lies we tell ourselves that prevent us from, look at that, from transforming. So he's trying to use this beautiful quality of fire, which we, see in the Devil, and yet the stability of the earth in Capricorn that the Devil also represents, to become more heart-centered. Because there's a difference between, using the ego for self-pleasure and to conceal one's intentions, and using the ego to guide us towards what we love so that we can be more generous with our time and expertise. So let's just see if he has any messages for you at the moment. Well, look at this. I wish I could take back the things that I said. Yeah, big feelings of like regret here, especially with this Three of Swords, knowing that his ego was really at the center of that. If you guys have been in separation, thinking about you, obviously, thinking about the stories. You're wrapped up in this big story, and this is the story of his life. And I think he's mistreated or misused you, if any of you feel that kind of energy. So many things here. I feel damaged, just like I can't do this, because he's really placed you as like this damsel in distress. He felt like he had to save, and in reality there's this feeling that the masculine realized he was the one being chased. He thought he was being abandoned, but he was the one being chased. Just as he thought you were trying to get him to save you, and yet you ended up being the one to save yourself. And that's why he's like, I need help, and now you've surpassed me. We have, if I knew what I knew then, I would have made different choices, and connect at the bottom. So this is really about wanting a fresh start in a very backhanded kind of way. So let's move on to that feeling space. Gosh, I mean, how could we get any more feeling than this? We have the Hierophant here. Interesting card for a feeling space. Not a very touchy-feely card, I gotta tell ya. Spiritual matters. Saw the Son of Wands in there. Okay, Daughter of Wands. This is a process of becoming. Lots of fire, lots of transformation, again with the 8s in there. Ooh. And yeah, I knew this card was going to come up. Justice in reverse. So obviously the Divine Masculine realizes that it's like the ominous music in a horror movie. He can feel it now. Whenever he's accrued enough karma, he knows. It's like the hair stands up on the back of his head. He knows he's started this ripple effect where something negative is coming for him, because there's a divine justice quality to the dark side of the contrast. And yet, isn't it amazing that we see in the Hierophant the lightest card of the deck that's supposed to be representative of the papacy or priesthood? The light is coming from this dark place. The darkness is the key. Now, I don't want to get you confused when I say darkness. This is about duality. This isn't a good or evil thing. There can be bad good or bad light and good darkness. It's just that this wellspring of understanding comes from getting in the trenches and really taking a look at ourselves. And so the Divine Masculine feels as though he wants to offer another chance. He wants another chance. He doesn't feel good enough right now, but he wants to be worthy of your acceptance. Ironically, he has to accept himself. But in order to do that, he's going to have to, well, let's just see, actually. I think we're going to find that he's going to have to come forward and apologize. But maybe that's just what I want. So let's take a look at the vessel and see what's going on. Yep, there's some defeat here. Here are some of the issues in the heart space. He's having a hard time getting into his feelings. We see him trying to rationalize his feelings. You could have your person look fear. It's so interesting when we try to rationalize our feelings that these negative emotions come out, that the anxiety and depression, you can't mentally wrap your head around these things. You have to allow your body to feel. You've got to have movement. This is why exercise is so good for us. Just get it out, dance it out, shake it out, sing it out, exercise it out. That's where that forgiveness comes from, when we're in that transformative state. That's why a lot of shamans, the whirling dervishes, or they even they have out-of-body experiences, either by journeying or with, a little assistance, perhaps. That's what it's all about. That darkness to light yields that rebirth. So I do see that he wants there to be movement. Let's see if he has any messages for you. What messages do we have for my viewers in the heart space from their Divine Masculine? Yeah, your beauty still moves me. It's like you're untouchable, It's like you embody this goddess that my heart's telling me just to do it. Oh, see, this is that energy of the Daughter of Wands here. It's kind of like, just leap, just take the opportunity. But this is the problem, because he just sees you as somebody that's so aligned with your life. Yeah, I'm more affected than you know. He's like, where do I get that alignment? How do I find a way to move forward just like she's moving forward? You just seem like this kind of untouchable being right now. He's reminded of you constantly, and, realizes that the grass wasn't necessarily greener on the other side, but doesn't quite know how to. It's like he's not allowing himself to feel this, because then it would be real. then all the choices that he's made and all of the destruction that's resulted as a part of that will, he'll have to deal with. He'll have to address, and his heart is definitely telling him to do it. I knew that this was a reason I was doing this today, this reading. I mean, these messages were just trying to come through. All right, so let's see. Are we going to see this forward momentum? What's going on in the future for the masculine? Will he reach out? La la la. Son of Cups. That's a good sign. This is the Page of Cups in traditional decks. It's definitely a sign he wants to come forward and share something with you emotionally. Share an insight that he's learned. Father of Wands, okay, and Father of Wands in reverse. I really feel like there could have been a parental figure or like some toxic masculine figure in his life. Like, let's just say, ooh, and look at Temperance. Like a John Wayne type character where he feels like, no, like admitting guilt is not, becoming of a man. If you're in the eastern half of the world, maybe there's an issue with being too direct. It's like too direct feels impolite or aggressive or something. I'm hearing like a conflict in culture, a difference in culture here. And it could be just that one person prefers somebody to do something one way. There's like a misunderstanding there too. I think that's what really needs to be healed here. And maybe that's what he wants to let you know. It's like he recognizes that maybe there was a misunderstanding and it was a result of how you were both brought up differently, and he didn't really recognize that until he tried to go on the grass is greener side. And then it could be like if your partner was in a situation growing up where it wasn't the best and didn't have everything at his disposal, and some of the repercussions as a result of growing up like that, some of the things that we can't possibly teach each other because we didn't have the foresight or the knowledge or couldn't focus on it at the time. And he's recognizing your worth and, how far you've come despite those facts. Or if he's that person, and I say he, but it's, not gender specific, what he must do in order to become more balanced in that way through your example. But we do have Temperance here. So Temperance is a huge indication that all will be well in the end. These tears are all for transformative power. They are not shed in vain. That transformative power will create this wellspring of creativity and understanding and love that you so desire. This person is definitely going to be able to tap into that sensitive side. If you're looking for a more sensitive person, a more feminine, intuitive person to an extent, or vice versa, if you're looking for somebody that needs to be a little bit more strong. We see those qualities here in the deer. So we have a light from the Vessel Oracle deck. Let's see. Forgive wants to come up so badly. We have release. And this is a great time to do that over the full moon. And if you're watching this and it's not the full moon, just know that there are messages here for you. And we have rest. Yeah. Big message here, basically, that you can't just exist in the light all the time. So we've heard the term spiritually bypassing. This means basically that you're not acknowledging the shadow side of things. The shadow side of things are valid. They are teaching us the truth. They're teaching us discernment. They're teaching us what needs to be released, and then we must rest. The stars are reflected here if we want to actualize that light. Otherwise, we either end up asleep through the world, or we lie to ourselves and put on a mask and pretend to be light when we are actually poisoning ourselves. Big message here. Boundaries are a big part of that message as well. Knowing what you prefer in life. And are you able to express that to your partner as well? Messages from the masculine coming forward. I know you're right, but I need to come to my own conclusions. So maybe you said something to this person. I just want you to know that it resonates. They're saying it resonates. I get it. But, and my friends and I have talked about this before, in a perfect world, the feminine principle doesn't have to tell. The feminine principle can ask. And the masculine principle won't be stubborn and say, I don't want to do it that way because I've never done it that way before. He will be able to receive. There's the balance between masculine and feminine. I miss you regardless of how. This is such a heartfelt reading. I just love it. I think it's perfect and amazing. It started out so dark, but again, like, this is just proof. Wow. I still love you. That the dark is not, don't demonize the dark. It doesn't have to be such a stigmatized polarity. Out of the dark, out of a period of silence, we have the understanding. Out of the absence, the heart grows fonder. There we realize what we truly love, who we truly are, what we want a part of our life. So yeah, for a little while, this person feels safer in the silence. You've definitely been in their dreams though, so maybe not a whole lot of action in the 3D, but a lot of action in the 5D. You may feel that around this time, because today actually Venus and Mars are going to travel alongside each other. And what we're moving towards as twins is Venus and Mars coming together in 2024. So if you're not reuniting right now, we're moving towards this, and you might see that in 2024. So if you want to know what's going on in your own connection, I have 2 readings on my website. I will link them below. One is like a general relationship, love and relationship spread, and the other one is just like this for twin flames. So I'll put that in the link below if you feel called. You can book that. I think the love and relationships one is 2222 right now because we're still in that portal. But just for some general messages to figure out what Spirit is trying to advise us at the end of this reading. We have released your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Excuse me. And let our friends help us through this so we can free ourselves. This is from the Romance Angels Oracle deck. Again, those of you who feel like you're in a karmic relationship or your partner's with a karmic twin or something, this is the time. This is the time around the full moon to shed that. New beginnings will be had. If you feel stuck or blocked, that's some advice for you there. Those of you that know this, you know. No shame, no blame, and no judgment, but you know. And then we have, you and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. That's such a beautiful card here. You know, I feel like there was some energy here, especially if you're masculine watching this video, where we're afraid that the mistakes that we've made in the past will cost us our happiness in the future. That's not so. There are many times where you feel that ominous music coming on and you know that you've incurred the wrath of something, that you can stop it in its tracks. Ask Kali Ma for help with this. She's wonderful for this. Ask that your lessons be gentle, that they don't have to be like this violent awakening, that you can handle many signs being brought to you, as many as it can take before you have to learn that hard lesson. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius, such a brilliant card. And of course, nothing will come of this situation if there is no action. So just remember, you can take as long as you want, as much time as you want, have patience with yourself. But we do need to be moving towards self-actualization because the world needs us in this way right now. So that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe to my channel, share the video, and feel free to drop me questions or comments if it resonated and all that good stuff. All right, I'll see you next week then.